understanding different types of Gemini and psychology behind them. Have you ever noticed how no two Geminis are ever alike? One's the social butterfly who never stops talking, another's the quiet thinker who disappears mid-conversation, and somehow they're both right. Everyone says Gemini is two-faced, but that's the lazy version of the story. The truth? There are 3 kinds of Geminis. 3 different minds, each ruled by a different planetary current. And that's why you can feel like 10 people living in one brain sometimes. Because your mind doesn't run on a straight line, it runs on frequency shifts. Psychologists would call it cognitive flexibility, the ability to think, pivot, and process faster than most people can react. It's not indecision, it's neural speed. So if you've ever wondered why your thoughts sound like a group chat with no admin, or why you can switch from deep philosopher to chaos comedian in 5 seconds flat, it's not confusion, it's your design. Let's break down the 3 kinds of Geminis and find out which one you really are: the communicator, the connector, or the visionary. Core archetype, the Gemini mind. Let's start with what really makes a Gemini tick. Gemini is a mutable air sign, ruled by Mercury, the planet of thought, communication, and connection. Where other signs seek stability or passion, Gemini seeks understanding. You're not just curious, you're wired to collect information, connect patterns, and make sense of everything. In psychology, this mirrors something called cognitive flexibility, the brain's ability to switch perspectives, process new ideas, and respond to change faster than average. It's not scatterbrained, it's adaptable. Your mind works like a browser with 20 tabs open, but somehow you still know exactly which one has the music playing. Neuroscience backs this up too. Studies on dopamine regulation show that curiosity activates the brain's reward system, literally releasing dopamine the same way excitement or success does. For Geminis, learning something new feels like winning. That's why you crave conversations, ideas, and stories. They're your mental caffeine. But there's a flip side: overstimulation. When every idea feels urgent, your focus can scatter. Psychologists call this information overload. Your brain processing more input than it can categorize. It's not indecision, it's too many open loops at once. At your core, Gemini energy is about motion, mental, emotional, and social. You don't live life to find the right answer. You live it to ask better questions. And that's your brilliance, curiosity that never sleeps. First decan Gemini, the curious communicator. If you're a first decan Gemini, born between May 21 and May 31, you're ruled doubly by Mercury, and that means you are pure Gemini. No filters, no pauses, no second drafts. Just raw, spontaneous brilliance. Your mind works like lightning. Ideas, jokes, connections, they all spark faster than you can capture them. In psychology, this relates to something called fluid intelligence, your brain's ability to adapt and solve new problems on the fly. You thrive in situations that demand quick thinking and creative improvisation. You're the one in a conversation who can shift topics mid-sentence, make 3 people laugh, and still remember what you were saying 5 minutes ago. But that speed also means your thoughts rarely stop long enough to rest. It's like having a mental playlist that never hits pause. Neuroscientists describe this as dopaminergic curiosity. Your brain releases dopamine not just from new experiences, but from new information. Learning, exploring, and talking aren't hobbies for you. They're biological needs. When life gets too routine, your motivation dips, not because you're bored of people, but because your mind runs out of stimulation. But here's the catch. Speed doesn't always equal clarity. You can become so obsessed with input that you forget integration, collecting knowledge, but never grounding it. Psychologists call this cognitive overload, when the brain absorbs faster than it can organize. That's when you feel scattered, restless, or suddenly detached mid-task. Emotionally, your defense mechanism is usually intellectualization, using humor or logic to sidestep uncomfortable feelings. You'll joke about heartbreak before you cry about it. It's your way of maintaining motion when standing still feels too heavy. Your power, though, is your mind's range. You can see possibilities that others miss, switch perspectives effortlessly, and articulate thoughts in ways that make people stop and listen. The key for first decan Geminis is depth over speed. When you let your thoughts breathe, you discover how magnetic your voice really is. Because your words don't just fill silence, they shape it. Second decan Gemini, the charismatic thinker. If you're a second decan Gemini, born between June 1st and June 10th, you're ruled by Mercury with a touch of Venus. And that combination gives your intellect style. You're the charmer, the conversationalist, the Gemini who makes ideas feel beautiful. You don't just share information, you translate it, turning logic into language that people can actually feel. Venus softens Mercury's edges, giving your thoughts rhythm and your words warmth. In psychology, this blend connects to social cognition, the brain's ability to read emotional cues, adapt communication, and build connection. You instinctively know how to talk to people in a way that makes them open up. That's your superpower. You understand the energy behind words, not just their meaning. Neuroscientists call this mirror neuron synchronization. Your brain literally mirrors the emotions and tone of those around you. It's empathy at lightning speed. That's why people feel comfortable with you, like you just get them, because biologically, you actually do. But this gift can turn tricky. Your need for harmony sometimes makes you adjust your voice too much, softening opinions, hiding emotions, or shape-shifting to fit in. It's what psychologists describe as self-editing, a subconscious attempt to maintain approval or avoid conflict. You don't lie, you adapt. And while that helps you connect, it can also blur your sense of self. Emotionally, you use charm the way others use armor, not as manipulation, but as a way to stay safe in connection. Your defense mechanism is subtle, diplomacy over directness. But beneath the wit and sweetness lies a sharp, perceptive mind that catches every unspoken signal. Your path to mastery lies in authentic communication, using your words not just to connect, but to express. You don't need to perform to be understood. When you speak from truth, you become magnetic in a way that no surface charm can match. You're the Gemini who turns conversation into art. And when your thoughts and heart align, you don't just talk beautifully. You make people believe in what you say. Third decan Gemini, the visionary storyteller. If you're a third decan Gemini, born between June 11th and June 20th, your mind doesn't just think, it innovates. You're ruled by Mercury with the sub-ruler Uranus, the planet of awakening, invention, and rebellion. Together, these energies make you the most forward-thinking and unpredictable of all Geminis, the visionary, the philosopher, the rebel genius. Mercury gives you curiosity, Uranus gives you originality. You don't just ask questions, you question the questions themselves. You're wired to think in patterns that others can't see, and you find meaning in chaos long before anyone else realizes there's even a pattern forming. Psychologically, this decan embodies divergent thinking, the ability to generate creative ideas by exploring many possible solutions. It's the same cognitive process studied in creative minds, where the brain forms nonlinear neural connections across distant regions. In simple terms, your thoughts take scenic routes. Research on openness to experience also ties closely to this mindset. People with higher openness show broader neural connectivity and more flexible associative thinking. And that's exactly what drives you. It's why you can shift from deep philosophy to comedy, to inventing a new system for something in the same afternoon. But here's where things get complicated. Your mind moves so fast that reality sometimes struggles to keep up. When ideas hit faster than action, frustration builds, leading to what psychologists call creative restlessness. You can get stuck in the brainstorming loop, always dreaming, never grounding. Emotionally, you protect your depth through abstraction. You turn feelings into theories, heartbreak into poetry, chaos into ideas. It's a beautiful defense, but it can also make you seem detached, when in truth you feel everything too deeply to express directly. The key for third decan Gemini is integration. Anchor your genius in practice. Speak your vision out loud. Write it down. Give it form. Because when your ideas meet structure, you don't just talk about the future, you build it. You're not two-faced or complicated. You're multidimensional, a storyteller whose words can wake sleeping minds. Gemini proves that curiosity isn't chaos, it's intelligence in motion. The first decan questions, the second connects, and the third creates. Three different minds, one shared spark, the hunger to know. You were never meant to think in straight lines. Your genius lives in the loops, the questions, the conversations that never really end. So tell me, which Gemini are you? The communicator, the connector, or the visionary? Drop your decan in the comments, and let's see how your kind of brilliance shows up in the world. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to get all the updates.